Nathan, a point on the road, what did you make of today's game?
Probably a fair point, good point really. Any point on the road in the championship is a good point. Look, I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't go on to win it after the lateness of their goal, and especially late on when we've had chances. But I probably think it's probably a fair result. They penned us in a little bit towards the end of the second half, and we couldn't really get out and show enough control. And that's what probably that's what I'm probably disappointed about. But look, we showed that we work hard. I got a great group, an honest group, a group that wants to work hard. And as I said, a point on the road is a wonderful one.
We took a first half lead, and it was some goal, wasn't it? Just talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, the great build-up in terms of everything we did, and then great final ball, and then the finish is as good as you're likely to see. He's a wonderful technician. Get him in those positions. I knew he was going to hit the target because I see him do it. I've seen him do it for years. But look, as you said, it means 4 games unbeaten and a point on the road, and that's probably what the positives we take from it.
2 goals, 2 assists already for James Bree. It's been some start, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, he's hit the ground running. Fair play to him, and we're really happy with that. I think he's been excellent. I know he's an excellent footballer. I know he's an excellent player. That's why we wanted to bring him in. That's why we waited so long to do it. And look, yeah, we're delighted with him.
Thomas Kaminski hasn't been that busy this season, but he made a big save tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's why we brought him in. Said to him in there now, look, that's why we brought you in, to make those big match-winning saves. I saw him do it for Luton so many times, and that's why we wanted. We knew we'd need him, sooner or later, to do that. At the minute, it's the first probably big save he has to make, but he did that, and he was excellent tonight.
Derby posed a real physical test. How pleased were you with the way your side dealt with that?
Yeah, they were. The front 4 really physical. They went into front and left people. Brereton Diaz was a tricky one because he left his defensive responsibilities, and then every time we turned the ball over, they were able to break because they were probably more concerned with attacking and defending. So we had to probably have a bit more control and punish a little bit more. But once we sorted that out, I felt we were probably going to go on and see the game out. But look, when they put balls in the box with the physicality they got, it's difficult.
It was a tense finish to the game. Did you think we'd won it right at the end there?
I thought we could have nicked it. Doc's had a great chance, and it's a chance. But look, it's probably a fair result. But look, I would have loved to have nicked it, because we come away from home and the endeavour and what we show and the commitment and the desire to win a game. Then look, that was probably our strength tonight. But on the balance of play, it's probably a fair result.
Unbeaten in 4. How pleased are you with your team September?
Yeah, very much so. If you'd said that, it's very difficult in the championship. It's very difficult to remain unbeaten for 4 games. When you come up a division, it's even harder. And that's the thing. But I'm really pleased with the progress we're making. Can we get better? Absolutely. Will we get better? Yes. But from a newly promoted team to be doing what we're doing, I'm very happy.
Josh Edwards wasn't involved tonight. What's the update with him? Look,
he's just got to wait, seeing a specialist tomorrow, but it's an ankle injury, and it's not an easy one. It's not one that's going to take days and so on. It's a tough one to take, because as I said, he's been in excellent form and he's been wonderful for us, but we'll just have to see.
And Onel Hernandez joined the club yesterday. What can supporters expect to see from him?
Well, look, if you know the game, Onel is 1v1 threat. He's physical. He's creative. He has some excellent characteristics, and we're looking forward to working with him. So let's see. He's not quite ready yet, or he wasn't quite ready for tonight, but he will be.
October starts with a trip to Preston. What sort of test will they pose?
Difficult one, constantly difficult one. You go to Preston. We played them last year in the FA Cup. They've strengthened, we've strengthened, so it'll be a real tough test whenever you go to Preston, whenever you go to Lancashire, whenever you delve that far up north, it's going to be a tough one. So we have to go back, prepare, dust ourselves down and go again.